Hello friends, this is Scott, and taking a look at the Espalier apple trees in late June, and they're a little untidy. They've grown a lot, and the fruit that's going to be produced is on the vine and of a size that you can fairly easily see them. And as you see, this is the smaller one that's right next to my main Espalier, and you see a couple fruit. And this tree has only produced a couple small fruit, so looks like kind of the same thing this year. We have 3 or 4 fruit on this tree. But I'm excited to taste these fruit. Not sure exactly the variety. I need to keep track better. Now, this is my main Espalier, and fortunately or unfortunately, it didn't produce any flowers this year, and so there's no fruit to worry about while I'm pruning. So I'm just going to go to town on this tree, and it's not going to hurt anything. I'm just going to get it back into shape so it looks a little better. I kind of like the taller trees because they do provide a little bit of shade in the city, but I like a more manicured look, so now's the time. So the basic philosophy is any side shoot is 4 inches, and any side shoot off that shoot, you cut 2 inches. So this is a little bit hard to show, but I'm giving you kind of a look here. It's the approximate 4-inch, 2-inch rule. What that does is it produces more growth, and then the fruiting clusters are closer to the main branches, and they're more sturdy branches. So it works out much better that way. I try to cut above a little node, a growth node, or a bud, but I don't always do that. I'm just cutting to shape. And again, on the trees that have fruit, I've got to be more careful, so I'm not just cutting fruit off accidentally. So I'm just trying to cut this tree, and again, nothing to worry about here. I'm just going to prune it down to what it looks good, and it's not perfect, but I don't expect perfection out of what I do. I just want it to work and to grow fruit. And again, I'm disappointed this year that I'm not going to get any when I had 50 or 60 last year on this tree. So maybe it's an every other year tree. We'll have to see. I'll show you some speed pruning because it gets a little redundant. I'm bouncing around. I'm just, I go to every spot about 5 times, it looks like. So I'm just eyeballing it and just pruning away, just having a good time. It's kind of a hot day today. And so I'm just, again, trying to do a good job and just trying to make it look presentable. Also, the neighbors, it's starting to, climb into the neighbor's yard a little bit, so I've got to reach up and prune some of those out. But it's coming together and coming back to shape. And again, not looking for perfection, just looking for a little bit of a haircut for the summer, or quite a haircut, I should say, because I won't touch this tree again until late fall when I do a little bit of another little minor haircut. But here we go. It doesn't look perfect, but it'll do. And it's back in shape, and it's of a height that I can actually reach. Now here's the next little project. Here's the little one right next door. And this one's over the fence now, but it's still a very small tree. It hasn't grown very well here, at least not very fast. Now this is kind of a double main shoot stem form. So I do a little bit of freeform on some of these. I'm not going to make them all the same. The other ones I get to here in the future, or the next couple, are much more freeform. But I'm looking forward to the hobby farm because I'm kind of excited about just letting an apple tree grow and not worrying so much about having to prune into shape. I still want my fruit to be within reachable height when I do plant the trees down there, but I won't have to do all this pruning. I'll do some just for the health of the tree, and I'll probably cut it or top it a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see what I do. But on these trees, I need to keep them to form so that they look a little bit better. I am losing some privacy by cutting off these tops, but it's better for the tree, and it'll put the energy into the fruit rather than into continuous growth for the rest of the season. Here's a look at the smaller of the 2 Espalier trees, and as you see, it is still a very small tree. But as you can see here, there's some fruit. So they're growing nicely. Again, not a lot, but there's some nice ones on here. So we'll get 3 or 4. I'm excited to try them. Again, I don't remember what varieties they are, but we'll see. Looking okay. But this is a small tree, and it was planted the same time as the other bigger Espalier tree, so I don't know if it's shade or water or what the deal is, but it's definitely not grown nearly as fast as the other one. Now here's 2 more Espalier trees. They're sort of Espalier. They're pretty freeform, but they're pretty big and pretty tall. And they're several feet above the fence. There's another type of a bush in the middle, so they're not all apple trees, but they're pretty tall. And again, I don't want fruit way up high. I want fruit that's manageable. And so I'm going to go ahead and prune these two today also. I wasn't going to, but yeah, I was into it, so might as well finish these off too. And I'm not going to show you all the pruning, but here we go. These have a few apples on it, so I had to be more careful. And I was kind of getting a little cocky at the end. I was thinking, I didn't cut one single fruit off these trees in my pruning, but that wasn't the case, as I found later laying on the ground. But here's not an apple tree, and then here's the other apple tree. And this one has quite a bit of fruit on it, you'll be able to see. So I am disappointed that my big Espalier did not produce anything, but this one has quite a few fruit, so we'll get some apples. And these were small last year. I hope they're going to be a little bit bigger this year, but yeah, this tree did pretty well, at least on one side of the tree. So I'm excited about these fruit. Now, I didn't count how many fruit are on this tree, but I'd probably guesstimate maybe 30. Who knows? We'll see when I pick them. But they're nicely shaped and blemish-free pretty well, and looking like they're doing just fine. Now here's a look at the little baby Espalier there next to the bigger one. Again, they were all planted the same year, so it's funny how trees grow differently in the same general area. And like everything, I give everything to the chickens, and they'll eat what they like. And if whatever they don't, I'll cut up small and throw it in the compost bin. So chickens will eat some of the apple leaves. It didn't look like they're too excited about it right away, but in the morning they'll be quite a bit gone. And here's a look at a mistake I made. Apparently, I knocked an apple off, but I still ate it. A little bit tart, but I can't waste. Gotta eat it. And here's the before look. It needed the haircut. On the way to throw the clippings into the chicken coop, I noticed the fish in the pond, the goldfish, are very active today, and they're growing. You know, I've put in 25 total a few weeks ago, and there's probably 21 left, I believe. I think I lost 3 or 4, but they're doing well. I need to clean my pond, it looks like, but they're settling in, and the pond water seems like it's equalized, and everything seems to be doing well. Well, I hope you like this video, and I have about 120 some odd other videos to check out on my channel, so please check them out. Thank you for watching, and thanks for subscribing.